hello, and welcome to another edition of Simply Fit. And today's podcast is Simply Fit Financial Literacy. How ironic, because April is the month for financial literacy. So we're going to be talking about that a little bit, okay? Hey, but before we get started, you guys, which I am, as usual, super duper excited, I want to thank WYTV7 for allowing Simply Fit Radio to be a part of their Christian Broadcasters Network. You guys, this is an honor, and I really appreciate it. There are a lot of other podcasters on here as well. They bring wonderful information to you guys on a weekly basis. So we do expect you guys to take some of these tips and make your life better. Hey, I want to tell you all, go to the donation button. It's somewhere on the screen. It could be on the top or the bottom, but make a generous donation so that WYTV7.org, that's where you would go, they can continue to make a footprint in this earth by blessing other individuals, not just with this podcast, but with the other podcasts that are on there. And you guys can go to the broadcasters button and you can check out the different podcasters that are on there, as I mentioned, that are bringing wonderful information. But with the donations, we can continue to do this. And I want to remind you guys the mission statement for Simply Fit, and it's to provide you guys with tips and strategies like the ones I'm going to do today to allow you to be fit in your mind, body, and soul. This allows you the opportunity to share your gifts with the world rather than having them aborted by Satan. And remember, fitness is more than just exercise. And we're going to exercise being financially fit today. This is what we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to give you all a lot of information. If you miss anything, rewind the podcast or simply send me a text or actually go to the Simply Fit group and put a question in there. Okay, so let's get rocking and rolling in here. So as I mentioned today, you guys, we're going to be talking about being financially fit because April is Financial Literacy Month. And you would be amazed that the number one thing that causes challenges with families is finances. So we all have hiccups. But what you don't want is to continue to repeat that same hiccup. You want to be able to have the strategies, the tools, the tips to know where to go to get these things resolved. So one of the things that I mentioned before is that WYTV7 really does put an imprint in this earth realm. And one of the podcasters is Lynn DeMons, and she also does she is a financial rebound coach. So you can always hit up Lynn and put questions in there, and she'll be glad to help you out. And I'm going to give you guys some things that you may not have been thinking about. COVID-19 is going on right now, which y'all know, but we've already prayed over that last week. We know it's a done deal, that this is a reset time. And this is a reset time. When you have time, you could go get everything together and be prepared when it's time for normal operations to go back into play, where you can go in and you could talk to somebody. You may not necessarily need to do this on a one-on-one basis, because a lot of organizations now are setting up online services where they did not have that. So this is a plus for us. So what I mentioned, COVID-19, a lot of people did not have certain things in place. And so this is why we're going to talk about being financially educated on this podcast. And one of those things are, you guys want to make sure that you have the proper insurance. You want to make sure that you have the proper burial information in reference to the policies. If you don't have those, you want to have those put in place. If you don't have wills, you want to get those put in place. So I'm going to give y'all some tips. I also have a prayer, which I'm going to end off at the end of the podcast. But one of the ones, and I've got a lot of information, guys. One of the individuals, and it comes like this, don't get freaked out. This huge case is from one of my favorite financial analysts or millionaires. Can y'all see this? Susie Orman. She talks about so much wonderful information. And you guys, meaning men and women, this is, she directs a lot of her stuff to women, but men, this works for you too. She has women and money. This is Susie Orman. The information in here is just phenomenal. I'm going to go through a couple of the things in here that comes in the case. So like I said, don't get freaked out. It is a lot, but it's important. Like, you need to make sure you have all of your credit card and your credit card information and all of your bills in one place. You know what the interest rates are. You want to know what the monthly payments are. You want to know the actual dates that they're coming in, because a lot of you all are missing payments because you're trying to do this manually. But you can set it up automatically, and you can do it through your bank. You don't have to use an outside source. You can literally set up the payments in your bank, and then they'll come out automatically. Then you've got one place in which you are trying to track everything versus having all of these different documents all over the place. You can go right to your bank and you'll have a list of everything, which is really good. Also, she reminds you about your personal documents. A lot of times when an emergency arises, a lot of people they don't have anything in one set place. My husband just talked to me about this, I want to say maybe a week or two ago. I want everything in one place. You know where it is, but I don't know where it is. And that's another thing. One spouse knows where something is and the other person does not. So you want to have on I should say, together in a secure place. You want to get a secure lockbox. God forbid that there is a fire, the lockbox should be fire resistant. You can go someplace like Staples or something like that and get that. She also has on here, this is what I'm looking at, you guys. It's a folder, so you won't get lost with anything. She tells you exactly what to do. She gives you this accordion folder where you can save everything. All of your auto policies goes in there. All of your personal insurance can go in there. I just talked to you about your Social Security information, so you will store that. Your retirement. A lot of you guys are near retirement or just want to be properly prepared for retirement. You need to have all those documents together. You don't want to be, again, losing time because you don't have things organized, okay? And then your investment records. You know, you guys can offset your retirement if you just invest. You don't have to do risky things. Look, there's this guy, his name is Paul, and I'm going to say his name. It's D-A-M-A-Z-O, DeMonzo. He has 80 proven ways. You may not necessarily want to become a millionaire, but he has 80 proven ways on where you can put your money, and not a lot of it is very little, where you can, the items that you're using on a regular basis, you can invest in to get, you know, a return on your investment. You're buying these items from the store, why not invest in them, is basically what the book is telling you about, and he tells you the process to go through them. So you want to get your investments in order. And a lot of this, you don't, like I said, it doesn't have to be massive. It doesn't have to be scary, because it's really not. I will post, I'm not going to do this on podcast. I'm actually going to post a link for a couple places. Some of them I will mention because I want to get y'all in the habit of going to the online and posting questions in there. There's this one particular that I'm going to get into right now and tell you about, and it is called where is it? Hold on, I have it. Stash. You go to stash.com. It's a app. It's called stash.com, and it basically teaches you how to invest your savings. A lot of the you can go also on your bank and do this. And what they do, and I know you guys have heard of this, when you go out and you make a purchase, they round up as if you spent whole dollars all the time. They take the change and they put it in an investment for you, and you can set this up through your bank. A lot of the apps are in your bank for the investment. She also, as Susie goes through the estate planning. A lot of you all have family members that have passed away, and There was no estate set up. There was no will. If you have all of this set up, that alleviates unnecessary stress of everybody feeling that they are owed something or more of something. If it's in writing, it's legal. You get it notarized, and it's a done deal. Hey, there's another place that I love. I love this one. This is Women and Wealth. I mean, it goes through not only finances, teaching you about finances, it teaches you about how to get yourself out of debt. It teaches you how to raise your credit score. It teaches you one of the main thing that interests me, student loan. A lot of you guys have student loan debt. I don't want to be paying student loans forever and a day. They teach you how to get rid of them. And it's the womenandwealthclub.com. They teach you about how to be consistent in creating. When I say 7 streams of income, not when they say 7 streams, let me put it this way. When they say 7 streams of income, they mean where you can set it and forget it. Not you have to go in and work it. And if you don't go in and work it, there's not going to be residual income. That's not residual when you have to work something. Residual is when you put it in place, you can use automation, and then it actually goes through the process for you on a regular basis, and you are actually really set up for having 7 streams of income where you don't have to do it. They again, this club actually shows you how to do investments as well, and then they have they teach you how proper ways to travel, not spending a lot of money on it. Again, this is the Women and Wealth Club. I love that one. There is another one. It is, what did I do with that? Because I have so much here that I wanted to share with you all. This one is, it's called Credit Secrets. You can go to, they gave me a referral link, and I'll put this in the chat box too. It's http creditsecrets.refr.cc/Sandra W. This will show, this group shows you if you're trying to increase your credit scores or just improve your credit scores, or you have some challenges and you've been trying to get them resolved, you don't know what to do. They actually show you what to do, so you don't have to go to the credit repair companies that I know a lot of y'all have heard of and spend a lot of unnecessary money. They literally show you step by step what to do, so you're saving money and you're actually increasing your credit scores, and you're moving into a more healthier, wealthier state. I also want y'all to know, I love this program. I didn't want to bring the case now because that one is another big one, just like Susie Orman, which I'm going to go back to some of the stuff that she's talking about. Y'all have heard about Dave Ramsey. I love this program. I went through this program, I want to say maybe 10 years ago. He has a Financial Peace University, and I actually went through this with my at my church. So a lot of you all might want, you should check with your church, because your church may actually have this program already implemented in one of the services that you can select and you can attend outside of your regular Bible study and your Sunday worship service. This is a wonderful program, and I'm telling you, it goes through baby steps. It is so crucial if you are married, you guys are on the same page with your finances. And it's not always necessary that the finances are out of whack. It's so that, again, you all on one accord and you know what's going in, what's going out, how can you invest, how can you make these changes in your finances without having any hiccups or wrinkles because someone is interested in doing something. And you guys just, again, you're on one accord. The Financial Peace University is a wonderful program. Again, I love it. I'm going to ask the executive director, because this is the first time that I'm doing this, you guys. This is the financial success. If I can actually, oh, can y'all see this? All right, there you go. It's the financial fitness. And it's another big case. You guys, I love research. I love making sure that you guys are on point. And a lot of times You don't know what you don't know until you are in a particular environment where you are connected with someone that has what you've been praying for. But what I was going to ask my executive director is if you guys want to write her in or something like that. Like I said, this is the first time that I'm doing this. I actually want to give this one away, the financial fitness program. And this is the offense. It says it's the offense, defense, and playing field for personal finance. This one is really good. And for those of you all that may not get this one, you can go to financialfitnessinfo.com. But again, I'm going to get permission, so don't quote me on this. I got to get permission from my executive director to make sure that that's okay, to give that to you all. But you all, it is so vitally important that you really take care of your finances. As mentioned, this is financial literacy. Please make sure you do your due diligence, because there's going to be a lot of information coming out, where to go, who to see. Check with some of the credible sources that I'm providing to you now. Check with your church before you just hop out and start giving out your money, and you really don't necessarily have to do that. Your library is a really good resource. So if you see some of the items that I'm telling you about and you're like, I don't want to shell out that kind of money right now, you can actually go to your library and rent some of these things. And I know for some of y'all right now, COVID-19, the libraries are closed. I got that. But the online portion for the libraries are not closed. So you can go in if you have, please y'all, tell me that you have a library card. If you don't, when they open up, you need to get one. That'll save you a lot of money on books and CDs. And I actually ordered this one from PBS. I love that company. PBS has a lot of wonderful things on there, but Susie is talking about owning the power to control your destiny. This is a CD that she has. So you don't necessarily have to get a lot of these things. You can go to pbs.org, like I just mentioned, and you can see some of the old presentations that they have done. Or again, go to your library. Dave Ramsey has a lot out on YouTube. Susie has a lot on YouTube, and I know they don't go a lot totally in depth, but the books and things like that, you can rent them again from the library or read them online. So I want to also mention that even though, like, when the husband and wife are on one accord, what I typically find is that when my husband and I end up talking to couples and stuff like that, sometimes they don't even teach their kids what to do. And then there are kids that are in college that don't know how to write checks. All they know how to do is take the debit card, swipe. My mama put some money on it, I'm going to swipe. That is not a good, that's not good to have your kid thinking that they have a credit card and all they do is swipe, 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 swipe. You know, you want to properly train them. It's okay to use a credit card, but if you're going to use a credit card, it really needs to be paid off within 30 days so that you're actually, the credit card, before I say what I'm going to say, the credit card was not designed for you to use it on a consistent, regular basis. The credit card was designed for emergency situations, where when I say emergency situation, oop, I left my cash at home, or oops, I can't get into the bank and I forgot to go get cash, or oops, I forgot my check. When you write a check, that means to the person that you are trying to make a purchase from, I actually have this money available. I just don't have it readily available on my person. So take this check. Same thing with the credit card. I don't have it on me, but if you allow me to swipe, it's readily available from my banking institution. What we tend to do is we don't have it, and now you're paying compound interest, and you guys look that up, because that is not a good thing. Compound interest when you're getting it back to you is a good thing, not when you haven't paid your credit card bill and now you're getting just pounded with interest rate on top of old charges that you put on that you didn't pay off in 30 days. So getting back to what I was going to share, not properly explaining to children about finances, they really end up you end up hurting them, you crippling them. Like as I said, there are college students that don't know how to write checks. They don't know the purpose of a credit card. And this is why the first day of college, when it's the freshmen come in, those credit card companies are lined up on lunchroom tables. Come get a free hat, come get a shirt, sign up here. And they're getting themselves deeper in debt for a t-shirt. No, you want to teach them to be entrepreneurs where they don't have to get in debt. And if they decide to use a credit card, they're using the credit card to further their business. But here is a program. I love her too. Her name is Danny Johnson. Her company is, you can go to dannyjohnson.com. She has two, I mean, I love everything that she has, but two of the best things that I really, really love, since we're talking about financial literacy for the month of April, she has a book and a CD, and it's called War on Debt. You want to get that. And then this other one is Grooming the Next Generation for Success, and it is a home study program, and you could go through it with your children. I'm going to show you guys that as well. Let me see. There you go. Make sure I'm out of the, all right. This is the Grooming the Next Generation for Success. From infant to college grad, simple strategies to groom kids to become the superstar leaders God has called them to be. Outstanding program, you guys. Hey, and you know what? I'm going to remind you all again, because I know some people are like, she is a serious talking head. My name is Sandra, but I like to be called Sandy. But the reason my dad named me that is because God told him to, and it means helper of man. That's exactly what my name is. And so I will go above and beyond doing the research to make sure that I truly help you. I want you to get the best out of this month and beyond. And I want you to go to credible sources so that you can just flourish and thrive in your finances. So with that being said, I am going to jump back to telling you the rest of the stuff that Susie has, because I can guarantee most of you all did not take care of this. Oh, I have been rocking and rolling, and I got 2 minutes to close. Oh, well, guess what? You got to ask me some questions and come back. Hey guys, I am your host of Simply Fit Radio, Sandy White. We broadcast out of Upper Marlboro, Maryland at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. And remember, make a donation, find the donation button, make a generous donation. WYTV7 is a wonderful organization to make your donations to, so they can continue to, as I mentioned, make a impact in this world. And look, we're all on one accord. Guess what they're going to do? And then we're closing out on April the 7th. I just got to telling you guys about a home study program for year grads. On April the 7th, WYTV7 will be hosting the Student Financial Literacy virtual training on April the 7th. Please go to the website, check it out, get your grads, actually get your high school students signed up on that. All right, guys. Well, it has been a pleasure sharing with you. I want you to ask me a lot of questions because I didn't get through a lot of stuff, but I want you to engage, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.